Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Maths Made Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. So we're going to be talking about finding discriminant. This is a follow-up video. This is the part 2. So the previous video, I explained the concept of what a discriminant is and what it implies when you have the discriminant to be equal to 0, greater than 0, less than 0, okay? So try as much as possible to review it and try to look at the 3 rules of both finding the nature of a discriminant and also finding the discriminant itself. All right, quickly, before I start, if you've not subscribed, please do so that when I'm posting new videos, you'll be the first to know about it. So let's just get straight into it now. All right, so the question I have here said you should find the discriminant. Okay, it says you should find the discriminant. So this question just wants you to find the discriminant of the following equation. So it just wants you to find the discriminant of the following equation. All right, 3x squared minus 5x minus 7 is equal to 0. All right. So if you remember the 3 rules, the first thing I told you, I said the first step is for you to identify the A, B, and C. So the A here is going to be equal to 3, the B here is going to be equal to minus 5, and the C is going to be equal to minus 7. Then after that, the step 2 is that then you have to then substitute it into the formula, which is B squared minus what? 4AC. And that will give you B is minus 5 all squared minus 4 times A is 3 times C is minus what? 7. And step 3, you were told to then what? Simplify. So when you press this in your calculator, what it will give you at the end of the day, it will be 109. So the discriminant for this is 109. So you see that finding the discriminant is not hard. It's just that you need to make sure that you don't forget that the discriminant formula is B squared minus what? 4AC. And that is that for that. Now let's go to another question. Now in this time, I want us to talk about finding the nature now, okay? So the question I have here, it was asked that number 2, it said determine, all right, it said determine whether determine if the following equations, determine if the following equation has 2 real roots, one real root, or no real roots. Okay, so it's asking to determine if it only has 1 real, 2 real, or no real roots. So we have 3 questions here. We have 2x squared plus 3x plus 3 equal to 0. Number 2, we have x squared plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. And number 3, we have x squared minus 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, so what I can say is that you can pause the video here and try and see if you can determine which of them. Then you can come back and see if you get the same thing as I will get. I'm going to solve it now, but I'm going to be solving each of them separately. Is that okay? So I'm going to pick one, I'll solve it, and I'll pick another one and solve. So I'll start with 2x squared plus 3x plus 3. So number 1, we have 2x squared plus 3x plus 3. All right? So as usual, step 1, the A is equal to what? 2. The B is equal to 3, and the C is equal to what? 3. Step 2, okay? We'll put it into the formula, B squared minus what? 4AC. And the B is what? 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times 3 And this will give us what? Minus what? 15. And step 3, okay, the D is going to be equal to minus what? 15. So we've gotten the answer to be minus 15. So minus 15, it means that the D is what? Negative, okay? And because it's negative, negative means that what? The D is less than 0. And in the previous video, I told you when it's less than 0, it means that there is no real root but complex solution. So if you come here, so therefore, it will be no real root, or it has complex solutions. All right, so if you want to, you can try it. You can solve it to check if you want to be sure. So let's solve this equation using the quadratic formula. So remember the quadratic formula, minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, all right? The b is going to be minus 3 plus or minus the b squared minus 4ac square root of what? Minus 15 divided by 2 times what? 2. I see it? And that will give you 4. Then to now become minus 3 plus square root of minus 15 divided by 4, or minus 3 minus square root of what? Minus 15 divided by what? 4. Now, if you press your calculator for the square root of minus 15, you will see you're going to get what? Math error. So you can try it. Put this in your calculator. You will notice that you're going to get math error because there's no real solutions for this. So therefore, this is not going to have real numbers, but only what? Complex numbers. So therefore, we can go back to the nature of this. We're going to say, for this one, there is no real roots. Are you saying? No real roots. Now let's go to number 2. We have x squared plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. So we have x squared plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Number 2, we have x squared plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Let's solve this. So step 1, we then need to find the value for a, which is 1, b, which is 2, and c, which is what? 1. We put it into the formula, which is step 2. Step 2 is b squared minus what? 4ac. Then it will now give us b is what? 2 all squared minus 4 times 1 times 1. And when you put this in your calculator, it's going to give you what? 0. So step 3, we are meant to analyze. Okay, please make sure you watch the previous video, okay? So D is equal to what? 0. So D 0 means that, hence, we're having it to be what? Hence 0, so that means D is equal to 0. And if D is equal to 0, if you remember the table I drew in the previous video, I told you that when it's equal to 0, it means that it's real and equal. And equal roots. I told you that it was real and equal roots. And I also explained to you that when you solve this, you're going to get one answer, what? Twice. Because it's going to touch the x-axis at just only one point. All right, let us check. So let's use the formula to just check to prove that we did the right thing. We have minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. It's going to give us minus b is 2 plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. We solved it. That was 0 divided by 2 times 1. So it's going to give us minus 2 plus square root of 0 divided by 2, or minus 2 minus square root of 0 divided by what? 2. So you can see, okay? So you can see that when you solve this one, the a is 1. So when you put it here, you're going to get minus 2. Square root of 0 is going to give you what? 0 divided by 2. Or you see minus 2. Square root of 0 to be 0. So you're going to get minus 1 or minus 1. So you are seeing you're getting what? Minus 1 twice. Is this making sense? You're getting -1 what? Twice. So you see that's the reason why the discriminant is very important. So that means when I've already found my discriminant to be 0, I'm looking at my answer must be what? My answer must be, have only one answer, but it's going to repeat itself twice. Okay? So that means this is going to be, the next one is going to be 1 real root. Okay? This is going to be 1 real root. All right, let's pick the last one, which is x squared minus 2x minus 1. So x squared minus 2x minus 1. So number 3, we have x squared minus 2x minus 1. So we have step 1, okay? A is equal to 1, B is equal to -2, and C is equal to -1, all right? Step 2, we put it in the formula, which is b squared minus 4ac, and that will give us -2 squared minus 4 times 1 times -1. And this will give us what? 8. Are you seeing it? So that means if we want to analyze this, step 3, we know d is equal to 8. So 8 means what? This is great. This is positive. All right, so because it's positive, that means we know that d is greater than what? 0. And I told you that when d is greater than 0, if you check it, it's going to give you real and 2 real and distinct roots. Is that making sense? So that means you're going to have 2 real and distinct roots. So if you check the table, you have 2 real and distinct roots. So let us check it now, all right? Let's check. You'll see you're going to have 2 roots, 2 real and distinct roots. So you're going to have, we have minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by what? 2a. So it's going to be minus, b is what? -2 plus or minus square root of 8 divided by 2 multiplied by 1. This is going to give you 2 plus or minus 8. Remember, I told you you can break down 8. So 8, you give you 2, and you have what? 4. You can break down 4 to give you 2, and you have what? 2. So that means 8 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2. So the square root of 8 is equal to the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. This will give you 2 times square root of 2, and that will give you what? 2 root 2. So please review my video on sorts on how to use I gave you 2 methods, how to find, how to simplify sorts. And I talked about this, the prime factor 3 method. So that means 8 is the same thing as saying 2 root 2 divided by what? 2. So that means we're going to have 2 plus 2 root 2 over 2, or 2 minus 2 root 2 over 2. We can simplify this. So we can take a common factor here. Okay? We can take a common factor here. So we can have 2 into bracket 1 plus root 2 divided by 2, or 2 into bracket 1 minus root 2 divided by 2. Then this can cancel this can cancel that. So you now have 1 plus root 2, or 1 minus what? Root 2. And that'll be the answer for that. So you can see it's making more sense now, all right? So you can see that if you find a discriminant, you can now predict how the answer will be. So you can see we have 2 real and distinct roots. So we can go here, and the answer for the other one is going to be 2 real roots. Are you seeing it? That will be the answer for that. All right, so the next one, I'm going to go straight. I'm going to go quickly to the next video. And there, we're going to be discussing how do we find vertex, okay? How do you find the vertex of a quadratic equation? So it's very important that before you go there, Please try as much as possible to review the completing the square method. I showed you 3 ways of finding it: when a is equal to 1, when a is not equal to 1, and the formula method, all right? So remember, I told you that the formula method can work for both a equal to 1 and a not equal to 1. So please go back and watch the video before you come to the next video where we'll talk about vertex. How do you find vertex? And if you have any question, feel free to stop me anytime and we'll talk about it, okay? And you can put it in the comment section, or you can send me an email and I'll get back to you. Also, if you've not subscribed, do subscribe so when I upload new videos, turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first person to know. All right, so I'll see you in the next video where we'll talk about how do we find vertex.